Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, I am currently about to go to New York. So I'm actually leaving for the airport in the next 30 minutes. So I'm gonna get this video out before I leave. But we have something really big to talk about. So Trisha Paytas made her SNL debut. And not, first of all, congratulations Trisha, but not only is she so in the news with, being on SNL and it being a really big deal, but she has overtaken trending on social medias all because of these moments from Frenemies coming up again, in which one of them, Ethan Klein, is like talking really down to her, saying that she'll never ever be on SNL after she said she wanted to be on it. And people have compiled these clips of, over the duration of Frenemies, Ethan making all of these references that Trisha would never be on the show, and the entire time that Trisha was, manifesting being on SNL. And it's just really, really, really beautiful to watch. I mean, my feelings on Ethan Klein now, Ethan Decline. He is just spewing hatred towards all of his ex-friends on social media and just being so bitter. And I mean, I believe truly is a nasty person. And again, I've had my own experiences of him coming at me. I just think he's incredibly negative. And there's something really, really, really beautiful about seeing Trisha get all these opportunities and Hassan getting all these opportunities. You know what I mean? Like, social media are talking about the fact that, Ethan has came for Trisha and Ethan has came for Hassan. Hassan's speaking at Oxford yesterday and Trisha Paytas is on SNL, and, Ethan is in his basement begging his subscribers to stop, getting rid of their memberships. So I don't know. It just, again, from like a little bit of a shady point of view, I'm someone who Ethan Klein he's attacked me on many different occasions. Again, if people are like, why is Adam switching up? I've been talking about my true opinions of Ethan for a while, but also please don't forget that it was not that long ago that Ethan Klein literally tried to paint me as a predator because his mother invited me to lunch. And it didn't even happen, but he retold the story in a gotcha moment of trying to expose me and get people to hate me, that I was preying on his sweet, innocent mother. And then I clock it really quickly and I show all the text messages that that's not what happened at all. And then in an attempt to still try to double down on his lies, because this is what he does whenever he doesn't like people, he tries to attach allegations against them, right? And he calls his mother live on air to kind of, spite me and get her to, say that I'm the worst in the world. And heck, her own son sides with me. And then that was dropped. But I just think that he is incredibly irresponsible with his platform. And I just think he's a really negative person. And I've had these feelings about him, but just seeing how he self-victimizes himself in the genocide that is going on with Palestine, and how somehow, with the displacement of Palestinians and everything that has been going on with the genocide, somehow Ethan Klein is the biggest victim in it. And you cannot call him out for anything without him shouting the word anti-Semitic at you. And that's a big reason that a lot of people just don't care to talk about Ethan anymore. But I don't care to, play this game of chess with him anymore. Let's call it what it is. He's bitter and people are seeing it. And I don't know. It's a full other conversation. Again, I just want to say free Palestine yet again. And no, Ethan, like I said in my previous video, people didn't just start pretending to care about Palestine on October. And it's been something that I've been talking about on my platform for a very long time. And again, the fact that you are able to turn what is going on to the Palestinians into something that, you are a victim in is absolutely crazy. And again, you've been hiding behind this facade of no one can call you out, otherwise they're anti-Semitic. And you know what, Ethan? It is absolute bullshit. So, all right, what we're going to do is also, if you're in New York, this is the final announcement. I'm doing my meetup tomorrow on the 10th of December, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. in Washington Square Park. So if you are in New York and you want to hang out for a bit, want to meet up with the muckers, we're going to be doing a little meetup in New York. I haven't done one of these since 2022, so I'm very, very, very excited. So come on down. And also, I am, like going on tour: Brooklyn, Chicago, Seattle, LA, Dallas, London, Dublin. If you get tickets to London and Dublin, I will be sending you these little signed art cards. Just send me your ticket confirmation. And yeah, again, if you are in New York and you're seeing this before the 10th, Come on down. Come on down. So there are so many news articles right now that are saying the following. Like, this is blowing up. Read this. Trisha Paytas makes SNL cameo 3 years after her podcast co-host said that he would cut his arm off if she ever made it on the show. So we're seeing all these news articles, and again, this is not in any way taking away from this incredible achievement of Trisha's being on SNL. If anything, I think this is a really great moment on top of a great moment for Trisha, where it's just like all of the people who have, you know, and Trisha, again, has wronged so many people in her life, and she is not a perfect person by any means. And by the way, if you're going to say that I haven't called her out for things, please catch up to date on your Adam McIntyre lore, because that is not the truth. And me and Trisha have actually, out of everyone, had the rockiest relationship out of everyone. I mean, I've been blocked, unblocked, blocked, unblocked, called out, uncalled out, called out. So don't try that with me. Don't try that with me. But when I'm talking about people like Jason Nash, David Dobrik, Ethan Klein, Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, these people who've been so to their core nasty about Trisha, when I see them, just like the comparison of, I mean, this has always been the underdog. Call it what it is. You know, Trisha has always been the fucking bad shit crazy one. She's been the one that brands don't want to wear. Oh, Colleen. How could I forget? There's something truly beautiful about the fact that when Colleen and Trisha did the podcast, Colleen said to Trisha, you know, you're the reason we're not going to get sponsorships. You know what I mean? Like, Colleen's the mainstream golden child. Well, who went to the Wicked premiere? Who went to the Wicked premiere even though Colleen Ballinger preaches that she's Ariana Grande's best friend? Trisha went to it. Who wasn't at the premiere? Colleen. Who's always dreamed of being on SNL? Colleen. Who's on it? Trisha. Well, Trisha Paytas is now the mainstream one, Colleen. And to Jason Nash, who always, you know, pushed Trisha down. David Dobrik, who never wanted to feature her in the videos and stuff. She's the mainstream one, and you guys are fucking, like, where are you guys? Jeffrey, the podcast didn't get posted, and I know you're fuming. There's something really beautiful here, if I'm being completely honest. And then Ethan is a whole other topic. So we have this clip from the outro. And so Paul Mescal was the one who was hosting it. And just seeing Trisha Paytas standing here and knowing that this has been her dream, you know.
Trisha Paytas, thank you to Lauren Michaels, SNL, thank you so much.
Aw. So anyways, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the H3 Snark that have re-uploaded this clip from at H3H3 Productions Reddit, which isn't their one. It's like a different one. And it is... Adam McIntyre jump scare. It's all the times that Trisha was manifesting being on SNL during Frenemies, including the time when Ethan said that it'll never happen and he will chop off his arm if that ever happens.
So famous.
Which again just kind of like shows that people love to say during Frenemies that Trisha was the nasty toxic one. Absolutely true. But Ethan also was so nasty to her. It was awful on both, you know, standpoints. It was a product of its time. But the fact that people are only insinuating that Trisha was the nasty one on it, he was a nasty piece of shit too.
She had to fuck the president. Like, I want to be at this level where SNL is parodying me. Like, what is that? Because I still, like, obviously.
And by the way, Trisha was she was in a big skit of like Spotify Wrapped and like a big podcast skit on SNL. I just don't want to play it because NBC will this video, but you can go see them very easily on social media. Like, she was in the skits and she was in the outro of SNL, which is so historic.
I know it's wrong and gross now, but like, I still was like I romanticized that. I thought that was so cool. I was like, I wish that was me. Like, I still wish it could be me with the president, you know?
Interesting.
SNL and Jimmy Fallon, like, he likes to be comedic.
Right, like us. We're SNL.
I had a dream that I was hosting SNL. I think it's going to come to fruition.
Oh, my God. I'd watch it.
Oh, thank you. You think it'd happen?
No. Never.
I think it might.
So what's your path to be hosting NSL? I'm curious.
The show.
Yeah. This show? Holy fuck.
Which is so beautiful because it wasn't this show got her it. It was just Trish. And good for her.
It's my biggest thing I have going for me.
Wait, how can this show ain't leading you to NSL and SNL?
Maybe the NFL.
The only place this show's leading you is fucking...
I think it's going to lead me to SNL. As a host. They mentioned YouTubers. Who did they mention last week? They mentioned YouTubers sometimes. Jake Paul, Logan Paul. I'm right up there.
But there's so many that are so bad that it's like it makes me want to physically fucking die.
Well,
and frankly, I'm not even going to blame any of the comedians on the show because it's so hard
to blame him.
No, I'm not going to do that because it's so hard. Even when you go back to like the apparent golden days of SNL, it's the same. You know,
That's not true.
It is true. It's so hard to make sketch comedy every fucking week like that half of it is going to be dog shit just by the very nature of it.
King Tut originated on SNL. King Tut.
I think that shit is so fucking dumb.
So good, but
It's so dumb.
this is why they're gonna ask me to host and not you. So bye,
In your
loser.
dreams.
Oh really?
I don't want to
Oh really?
that.
When I host, I'm not gonna even mention Frenemies. I'm not gonna even give a shout out. They're gonna be like, you might know me.
Yeah, you'll
from my-"
probably give a shout out to Impulsive.
Yeah.
Shout out to my best friend.
Impulsive.
Shout out to my best friend Logan Paul and his podcast Impulsive. I love him.
I even thought about wearing like Teddy Fresh on the show, but I'm not gonna even do it on my monologue now. I'm gonna come out and I'm not gonna wear. I'm gonna wear Maverick clothing. That's
you
what
really
I'm gonna
thought that
wear.
was all mapped out.
I did think about wearing.
It's really beautiful to watch, isn't it?
Okay, in your big fantasy, my nightmare job would be a talk show host. It's like you have to sit there and flatter celebrities and
Ooh, I'd be
fucking
good at it.
stand there
I
and
would be
care.
good at
It's
it.
like I don't fucking care about some. And then like they're not even like most of the times they're not even famous. They're like from some really obscure fucking shitty cop show that you don't give. It's like wow, what was that like? Oh, tell me about that experience you had.
Now we're never gonna get celebrity.
And now
guests
Jimmy
on.
Fallon's like, like everything's so fucking funny. It's so fake. I would die before I became a talk show host. Thank you.
I'll become a talk show
Thank you
host.
for coming to my TED Talks.
Fine. All right. We'll be Ryan and Kelly, and I'll be just Kelly.
Also,
no
I would
Ryan.
rather die than go on Saturday Night Live.
No, I'm
Because
gonna-
it just seems like a lot of work.
I'm
Not
host-
because I'm opposed. It just seems like a lot
okay,
of work.
lazy.
It's like you have to-
I'll take it. I'll be on it.
yeah, you're not.
That's
You're. If you go on Saturday Night Live, I will. What's something really valuable I could put on the line?
Like what? What?
I'll cut my arm off. My whole arm.
That's not. I don't want your arm off. Jesus.
There is something so beautiful about this, isn't it? Like her constantly being shut down about this being her dream and it happening. And think at this time, Ethan was the one with the popularity over Trisha.
If you go on SNL, that's a threat. If you go on SNL, I'll cut my fucking arm off.
Jeez, that's so dark.
All right,
I'm doing SNL.
Let's do this oddly
I don't want
satisfied.
Kyle Mooney writing for me though.
You're not getting shit because now he's a superstar with that sketch. Everybody's shouting out his name. I love Kyle Mooney. He's
I'm
awesome.
gonna have nobody casting me. I'm trying to manifest everybody
you
else.
manifested you onto SNL and me stuck here in the podcast. That's what you originally manifested. You move up and my ass stays right here.
Never, because Frenemies gave me like that's why people like me now. It's because of Frenemies. So like this is no matter where I go, I'll remember where I came
Right.
from.
You would leave me in the fucking trenches taking grenades and mustard gas as your ass was hosting SNL.
I told you could be on for the arm bit to cut your arm off
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Can I come on at the end and just be like, hey, guys?
when they're all bowing
Yeah.
and clapping. Yeah.
If they let me. It's
Yeah.
inappropriate, do you think, to be on
no,
the stage?
And again, so just going back to this, them talking about the buy bit, she did it. She did it. Good for her. She did it. And there's something so beautiful about all of her ops absolutely fucking failing right now. All of them. All of them. Now, before we leave, I want to get to Oscar talking about Trisha on SNL. And we'll end with that. Let's get to it. Shout out Oscar.
Film the podcast today a day early because obviously they're going to New York for the live show. So when did she tell me? She didn't. I think Friday. She's like, I have to go to New York right now early, so I'm not gonna be able to film on Sunday. She's like, I don't want to jinx it, so I can't tell you what it is, but you are gonna be gagged. And so by process of elimination, my immediate thoughts are Rachel Zegler, like meetup or something. I don't know, something with Rachel Zegler or something with Bo and Yang. And so like I felt one of those, you know, but I did not expect a full-on SNL moment. You know, I did not expect all of that. So when I saw it this morning, I was like, yeah, I literally cried. I couldn't even like comment on like the Instagrams or anything because I was like so overwhelmed and like it took me a while to like process my emotions. I was like, this is crazy. I was just so happy and like so proud. It's like I felt like I was her mother for a second. I was like, oh my god, that's the most beautiful thing. Yeah, so I found out with everyone else. Like, I had inklings, I had little clues, but I didn't know the full gaggery. I didn't know the full gaggery of what was about to happen. It was crazy. And Paul Mescal, that is nuts. I need a compilation of me trying to explain to Trisha, like, who Paul Mescal is, because I literally have had the conversation about, like, who is Paul Mescal at least 4 times. At least 4 times this past year. And the fact that she did a sketch with Oscar or Academy Award nominated Paul Mescal is, like, the funniest thing in the world. The fact that she's been anti-Gladiator 2 this whole year, and now that's her favorite movie, like, that's crazy. It's just so funny. I'm like, I needed to, like, do this in a live. Like, this has to be its own thing. But yeah, I know the way she said she'll never watch Gladiator, and now she's the #1 Gladiator supporter, #1 Glicked stan. That turned around very, very quickly.
That's why it's so funny, because on Just Trish, she's been like advocating for Wicked because obviously she wanted to be invited to the premiere and stuff, and Gladiator was the competing movie, and then on SNL it's Paul Mescal who's the Gladiator, and she's like, this is my favorite movie ever.
I was fully gagged. Also, I go to bed early. I go to bed so early, so I had to, like, wake up and see that, you know? It was nuts. I kind of thought it was dreaming, because I had, like, a really vivid dream last night. And it still felt like a dream. I don't even know. It's just still so funny. It's like the most ridiculous thing in the whole entire world, and it makes me laugh so much. I'm just, like, so happy. The manifestation powers are crazy. I thought maybe a mention in SNL would happen at some point, but full-on starring in a sketch, I did not see that coming. I really didn't see that coming. Oh yeah, the gold dress. And she was slandering the Gladiator. That is so funny. Whoever said that, she was literally slandering the Gladiator, like, gold theme premiere, and then now is a Gladiator stan. That is so funny. I'm so processing. This is so ridiculous. No, Callie, I didn't know. I just knew Trisha had to go to New York early. It was something I would be excited about. I assumed Rachel Zegler, Bowen Yang, but never saw, never saw SNL coming. It's literally so funny. I think Paul would actually appreciate it. I think, Dramatic Virgo, I think Paul would appreciate it, because it's just so real, you know? So many people, I feel like, would get starstruck by it, but the fact that she doesn't really know him makes it, like, just more iconic.
The fact she didn't give a fuck.
So much more iconic. I'm glad it wasn't, like, Pedro Pascal, because then I don't know if I would have, like, been able to process that, but, oh my god, it's just all too funny. It's like, this is a big announcement. I will be launching my Trisha.
All right, well, okay, so again, in closing, congratulations, Trisha. You manifested that shit and pulled it off, and you had fucking all your friends, you know, really pushing you down over the last couple of years, and you've came out on top. You know what I mean? The disastrous fallout of the Colleen situation, where Colleen's blaming you for them not going to be able to have mainstream success or get sponsorships. Look at Colleen, look at you. Ethan, constantly putting you down in frenemies to do with, like, your manifestation. What worked? The manifestation. Shane, Jeffrey, Jason, David. You know what I mean? And I also think it's really cute that Oscar, like, found out with everyone, because it's, like, endearing that Trisha didn't want to tell him in case she jinxed it, which is kind of sad, but, like, also very endearing. And yeah, I mean, this is blowing up on social media, and that clip from Ethan is, like, doing the rounds on social media. Like, it is blowing up on TikTok, it's blowing up on Twitter, and you just know that he's fuming right now. You just know he's fuming right now. He's either going to come on and be like, I'm so proud of her, you know, she really pulled this off, or he'll come on and be so bitter. But either way, you know that he'll be talking about Trisha, because he got to get those views up somehow. And, you know, it's just so ironic, because he comes at all of us for using people for views, but once he's not using Trisha, no one cares. Well, we'll leave it there. I'm going to go get on a plane to New York. It's currently 4 a.m. when I'm filming this. So I will see y'all on the flip side in New York. And yeah, congratulations, Trisha. Goodbye, everyone.